What is going on, guys? Welcome back to G-Body Garage. Today we're going to talk about that LS Junkyard swap life. Let's get started. So what's going on, guys? So I keep getting asked the same thing about how to get the LSs, where do you get them, you know, just the basic questions when you want to switch over to an LS. And it just so happens I got this beautiful gem right here behind me I picked up today. So a little background: my dad scraps cars at nights, and he has a bunch of customers that call him to scrap cars, and he's also in the newspaper for scrapping them, or somewhere else. And he got a phone call today about this beautiful 03 Denali. Now I say beautiful not because of the body, because the thing is beat to crap. I mean, it's really a piece of junk besides what's under the hood. But this is where your LS swap start. This is where your junkyard LS swap start, is finding that motor, finding that car just for a really good price. So that's what we did. They gave him a phone call. They wanted to scrap it. He threw out a little bit higher price just because we knew what was under the hood. We picked it up. Me and my wife picked it up today when I got off work. So as you can tell, this is a 03 Denali sitting behind me. It is rough, but it does run and drive. Drove it on the trailer, has no oil pressure. No big deal. LS's sounds like it dropped a lifter. That's no big deal. It's got a 6-liter sitting in it, and I didn't pay almost nothing for it. So this is where the junkyard build starts. We'll pull this motor out. I'll break it completely down. I'll probably end up going through it anyway, because I always do. But I just got a 6-liter for almost nothing. You can't say that very often. Now that gives me 4 that I have, you know, sitting in the garage. You never can have too many motors. I'm a strong believer in that. So we picked it up. We picked it up for scrap. Transmission, everything's good. We're gonna part this thing out as much as we can. By the time I'm done, I'll probably have extra money and get to keep the motor with all the wiring harness, injectors, everything. So literally I could throw it right in something else if I want. Now that's not what I want to do. I can't stand seeing the truck intakes, guys. I see it so often. All these guys do these junkyard LS swaps, and you know, that's okay, but at least change that ugly intake. I know they make power. I know they're cheap. They're everywhere. But man, are they ugly when you pop the hood and everybody sees it. Don't do that. Don't be that cheap. I'm cheap. Don't be that cheap. If you just want to get it running, that's fine. Go buy a better intake. They're not that expensive anymore. But with that being said, we're going to pop the hood and you're going to see what's under the hood. Here it is, guys. Look at that beautiful diamond in the rough. Nice 6-liter sitting here. Hasn't been messed with. Hasn't been touched. Yeah, it don't have oil pressure. That's no big deal. But that's a good thing. It's a Denali, so we knew it had a 6-liter. It's got a 4L60E 4-wheel drive trans in it that I'll sell real quick. No big deal. Here's a good thing about the LS's. Is everything kind of interchanges from 5.3s, 6-liters, you know, 4.8s. They're all about the same, so you can use most of the same parts. But you see that some people like this cover. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's ugly too. Sorry guys, if you're doing it, you know, that's all you. It's not my thing. I'd rather buy a cheap intake that looks like a car intake than have that ugly thing. But this is where it starts. Well, there goes the bike going by. That's all right though. But here's your 6-liter junkyard build that we're going to be starting soon. Now I have another junkyard 6-liter already sitting at our shop at my work. Already broke down. Literally, I just got to order the bearings and rings. I'm going to finish that one up first, but we are going to get this one out soon, because this whole vehicle will be going to the scrapyard soon. But by the time I'm done, I'll have me a free 6-liter, which is great. But I've had a lot of guys ask about the whole junkyard LS thing, and here you go. In my opinion, the best way to do it is try to find somebody that maybe got hit or something along those lines, that you can just buy a whole truck. It's just way easier. You can buy the whole truck. You'll have the wiring harness, any sensor you need. You don't have to worry about it. You know, if you didn't grab a sensor, you can go back out there and grab it real quick. So that's my honest opinion on the best way to do it. Or you can go to the junkyard and try to find one. The only reason I don't like that, and yes, we've done it. Well, I haven't done it. Usually I try to find them where I can hear them running first, but I like to be able to hear the things run. Yeah, this don't have oil pressure. Yeah, I know it at least runs though, and it's not a rod knock, or at least it don't sound like a rod knock. So for all the guys that ask, where do you find your LSs and stuff like that, a lot of times they just come to me and I get lucky. But if not, search around on Facebook, find somebody that's got an old truck, 5.3 truck, 4.8, 6 liter, it doesn't matter. Find one that's been wrecked in the back end or something, that you can still hear the motor run, and there you go. You got your LS swap sitting there. So guys, that's just a quick thing. That's how I get them. So tomorrow I'm going to try to pull this valve cover and I'll video it for you guys. And we're going to see if this thing has a possibly just a lifter failure. Granted, I'll still have to check the main bearings because I don't know how long they ran it with no oil. But we'll see. So we'll be back tomorrow and we'll see how bad this thing is.